Hello, my name is Carolin Soldo. Welcome back to our channel with the most powerful business scaling strategies for your powerhouse business. This is the beginning of a 7-part series where I want to walk you through step by step how to plan for total optimization. Together, we will be optimizing your business in the 7 most important areas that deserve your attention. And I will give you actionable strategies so that you know where to look, what to do, and even how to bring your team into these important discussions and ultimately plan for a successful and thriving business future, no matter what's happening in the world around us. As always, before we get started, make sure you hit that bell and you subscribe to our channel so you always know when new episodes become available here every week. Welcome to Powerhouse Business on YouTube. I'm your host, Carolin Soldo. I'm a business owner, business scaling master, and mom of 2 boys. I love thinking big, pushing boundaries, and doing things differently. Most of all, I'm all about achieving massive growth with ease and helping you scale your business by living the life you love. Let's go! Planning for growth and constantly improving and optimizing your business is key to make sure it's always on the leading edge. So over the next couple of weeks together, we will look at some of the most important areas that really deserve your attention in your business. I'm going to walk you through what you should be looking at, what you can do in these specific areas, and help you create an action plan that you can then implement with your team. As your business grows from 6 figures to $500,000 to $1 million 7 figures and multi-7-figure status, it is more and more important for you to have overall optics, a visual of what's happening in every area of your business. So many business owners are overwhelmed with the daily to-dos, the daily tasks, and they lose track of the big picture. But that's where your business becomes risky, and that's where you begin to make really critical mistakes that you want to avoid. So when you're in the habit of actually looking at these important areas and optimizing them, improving them, and brainstorming them, you will always be ahead of the game. You will be catching mistakes, you'll be catching weaknesses and threats and things that you could be doing better before they become a problem in your business. So let's get started with those areas. I'm going to walk you through those 7 critical areas that we will look at together over the next 7 weeks. And today we will begin with the first one. And here are all the areas that we will look at together. Today, we will begin with what business you are really in and where your business is going. Next week, we will look at constant strategic innovation in your products, your services, as well as your delivery. In week 3, I want to talk to you about marketing and your product promise, which is your UVP, your unique value proposition. Then we will look at your sales and your sales process, including your pricing, followed by your financial and legal health of your business. In week 6, we will look at optimization and maximization so you can truly leverage your business. And then in week 7, we will look at how to create raving fans and an amazing company culture. Let's start with the first important area, and that is a question of what business are you really in? What do you really do in your business? Now, you might be thinking this is a silly question, right? You might say, I know what business I'm in. I know what I'm doing. Why would you ask this? Well, it is so important that your business stays with the trends in the industry. When you're looking around yourself in the world, especially right now, you see a lot of things shifting and changing. And that is a global trend, right? Economies are changing, consumer behavior is shifting, people are shopping more online, many other things are changing, how businesses operate is changing, what people want to buy is shifting, and this is a continuous evolution of how our world is growing and changing and how time goes on. So for you as a business owner, it is very important to look at your business with fresh eyes, right? And really look at other perspectives and what's happening in the world compared to what it is that you're doing in your business so that you don't fall behind, so that you don't become a dinosaur or people don't outcompete you, right? And there are countless examples of how companies have failed to go with the times, and with that they either went out of business or they were replaced by new competitors, new technology, and new trends. And I personally have done this exercise many times over the years. In the beginning, I didn't even really know I was doing it, and then later it became a real habit and something that we look at in our business at least once a year. So the question again is, what business are you really in, and what business should you be in? So I'll give you an example. Many years ago, when I first launched into coaching and consulting, I thought, I'm a coach. My business is coaching. I coach people, I help people become better, I help them improve, particularly when it comes to launching, growing, and then scaling their business, right? But over time, I had to really think about what I really do and refine it. So at some point, I focused on only working within the coaching industry, and I thought, you know what? I help coaches and consultants launch their business. I help people become coaches, right? So I would walk around and tell people, I help you become a coach. I can help you, figure out what you want to do in coaching and how to brand yourself and what your niche is, how to build programs, how to market yourself, and so on. But then when I looked at this again, I saw that what we really do is a lot of tech training, right? We were really in the business of teaching our clients how to use online technology systems, how to use online marketing tools. We were also in the business of teaching people how to market themselves. So we went from being the company that helped you become a coach to actually becoming a online systems and marketing training company. And then ultimately our last evolution and where we are today is where I feel as though I am a business scaling program. I am a training business. I'm a trainer essentially that helps you scale your business and helps you figure out your business and how to set it up correctly, how to market it, how to use systems and processes and structures to make your business grow without having to work a lot more for it. So in the most effective and efficient way possible. So we're a business builder, we're a business scaling, expert company. And so as you can see, those slight shifts and slight nuances are really important in how you position your company, how you market your business, how you communicate with, your audience, and in your mind, how you see yourself in your company and your responsibilities to your clients. I hope all of this makes sense to you. Now you see how important this is, not only for your company to continue to innovate and evolve and come up with new programs and services and new ideas, but also to stay leading edge, right? So that your competition doesn't necessarily catch up with you or people outcompete you, so that you are always looking for new ways to pivot your company, right? Untapped markets, new blue oceans that you could potentially be entering into, and you're always, top of mind and always evolving and growing and therefore always thriving. So I want to give you a couple of more questions that can trigger some ideas that you can brainstorm with your team. And particularly, I want to give you 6 specific value areas that you can evaluate to see what it is that you're actually doing for your clients and what business you're actually in. The first question I want you to ask yourself is what it is that your clients are actually really wanting from you, okay? Where are you adding the most value and why do they actually buy, right? What do you do really, really well? And it's usually not the overall mission of your company. It might be a sub-segment within, your services, your suite of services and programs, and what you actually do. So for a health and wellness company, for example, it might be specifically weight loss or specifically skin conditions or specifically autoimmune or digestive health, or it could be any of these areas. For a business consulting company, it could be marketing, or it could be sales, or it could be technology, or it could be mindset. There might be certain things that you are really known for, where you really thrive and you do a really good job, and that might be your sweet spot and what you're actually doing for your clients and the business you're really in. The next question I think you should ask yourself is about technology and what new technology is out there. So look at how people are using tech these days and what that means to you as a business, right? For my business, technology has played a huge role because we teach our clients how to use online marketing technology to bring their business online, to run it online, and to automate and systemize as much as possible. So to some degree, we are a technology training company. We teach you how to use online tech, right? So yes, we are consultants and we are coaches and we make your business grow, but we're also very much in the business of teaching you the tech. So what this really means is that we need to be on top of this technology out there. My team needs to test the tools. We need to bring them into our own business. We need to see what works and what doesn't so that we can give you the best recommendations possible. The next question you should be asking yourself is, what human needs you really satisfy for your audience? And this might be shifting depending on what's happening in the world. So I'll give you an example in business consulting in general, right? High level. Just last year, before we had the pandemic, before coronavirus, which we're in right now, the idea of helping your clients grow their business, so if you're a business consultant, right, or helping people grow their careers, advance in their careers, make more money, become more successful, was really interesting to people because their mindset was all around growing and succeeding and thriving, and people were not as risk, conscious as they are right now. And so that would have been a really good message, and it's still a good message, but it was a really good message back then. These days, perhaps, people are more concerned around safety. They're more worried about certainty, right? Maybe they're more looking at how can I conserve, how can I stabilize, how can I maintain what I have, because growth and success and thriving may not be as realistic or believable right now. So last year, you may have been in the market of, aspiring to people's significance, value, and their success drive and their motivation. Whereas now, maybe you're trying to appeal to people's need for safety and certainty. So what your consumers are looking for, what the buyers are looking for, and how they want to feel is critically important when it comes to how you market, how you position, and what you're doing in your business to cater to what people's needs really are. In addition to significance and certainty, there are more values. So you could also look at love, right? And love is an interesting idea as well, because some people might say with the pandemic, people are more interested in connection and love because now we're social distancing, now we don't see people as much, we're removed from friends and family and we can't travel, and many people might be feeling lonely. They might be feeling alone and isolated. So the idea of love and people wanting love and connection might be heightened, especially in these challenging times. Another really important value to many people is also compromised right now, and that is the need for variety. People can't travel anymore. People can't go out as much anymore. The cultural venues are closed, restaurants are closed or limited, right? So we are limited in the variety we can experience. And there are some really smart companies who have realized this and who are catering to our need for variety right now. For example, the companies who are now marketing the staycation boxes. There are companies out there who are now giving you boxes that they ship to your house, and there's wine in there, there's food, there's all these different things in these boxes that make you feel like you're in Italy or you're in Spain or anywhere around the world, and you actually experience a staycation at home, right? So they know that we need variety, we're stuck in our homes, we can't travel and we can't have, that fun anymore. And that's why they're coming up with these new innovative ideas to help us replace some of that need for variety and fun at home. The last two values you really want to pay attention to are growth and contribution. I believe that growth is also growing in popularity because people are stuck at home. They're looking for things to do, so they are growing their skills in a variety of different areas. They are beginning to paint, they're learning languages, they're reading more books, maybe watching more, hopefully, useful TV and movies, and they're looking for growth and fueling themselves to pass the time and to do something really valuable, even if we have to stay home. So growth might be a value that's really, really important for your company as well. And then lastly, there's contribution. There is being charitable, why people want to give. And you might argue that now the need for contributing is also growing in people, because we see so many people suffer. We see people lose their jobs. We see people, being so impacted by what's happening in the world with the pandemic and everything else, that our need for helping others and contributing and being charitable might be heightened as well. So I'm giving you these ideas to trigger your creativity, right? And to have you look at the world and your business and what you do a little bit differently, and maybe explore some new perspectives and new ideas so that you can look at your marketing messaging, look at your programs, maybe offer new programs, come up with a product, come up with something completely new outside the box that might be your next big hit in business. And now I'd love to hear from you. How was this first episode? What ideas came up for you? How are you going to maybe change or pivot or shift what your business does and how you think of the business you're actually in? Leave me a comment down below and let's have a conversation. As always, stay focused on your goals and let's plan for a thriving, beautiful future. Let's really plan for a business that deeply fulfills you. Over the next couple of weeks, I want to give you more ideas and more areas that you should be looking at inside of your business to make sure it is set up for success and growth with ease. So make sure you come back again next week. And again, if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe right now. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you give me a like and maybe share it with your friends. Thank you so much for watching and take care. Are you an expert and you're building a coaching or consulting business, or you're already in coaching and consulting and you want to grow your business in the easiest way possible? Well, then I'm your coach. For the last 10 years, I've been running an Inc. 5000 ranked international consulting business, and I specialize in helping women just like you achieve fulfilling success. It's all about helping you grow your business with ease and so that it makes you truly happy. So if you want to gain better clients, if you want to systemize your business, if you want to go from offline to online marketing and automate your entire marketing process, I want to help you. This month, we're offering complimentary business strategy calls. And on these calls, we help you create a customized growth plan so that your business can grow with ease. All you need to do is go to carolinsoldo.com/apply, book in a time, and then we'll be talking in just a couple of days from now. I look forward to helping you grow your company with ease and excellence.